I could have backed in a little straighter. Jeez. How's it going, everyone? Today's video gonna be kind of random. I don't know. I'm pulling apart the entire intake system on the car. Whole intake plenum's coming off. I'm still facing that P2A00 code, the passenger side upstream O2. Been dealing with it about a year now. I thought I had it fixed. Turns out I don't. So we will be replacing the oxygen sensor and the fuel dampener that goes on this side. So basically, I'm just going to show you guys how to pull apart the whole plenum, and then maybe today get to the install of those two parts. If not, I'll just record it, another time. And I just want to apologize to you guys for not putting out more videos. I've just been really lazy and not very motivated to work on the car. I've got a ton of parts, that I still have to install. Like, I have a lot of parts. I've just been putting it off, and finally just said, I need this car running right. I need to get it finished tuned. So we're gonna knock this out. Come Monday, new intake plenum will be coming in. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. I'm pretty excited. So like I said, fuel dampener, this is for the passenger side. It comes with a whole new hose and everything. I will also be eventually replacing the driver side O2 and fuel dampener as well. Those will be a little easier because the fuel dampener on this side, it's only this part on the end of the rail. So I'll only be replacing this one. Super easy to get to. You guys probably can't see it down in there, but when I have everything else, taken off, I'll show you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to take this off. So first, what you're gonna want to do is take off the brake booster hose. Take this off, unclip this, take the intake off. For you guys with the still with the PCVs, you're gonna want to take that hose off and disconnect the throttle body and take off the hose in the back. Now, if you guys are still rocking the stock throttle body and stock everything else, you will have coolant lines to this. I don't. There's a 75mm throttle body, and even with my stock throttle body with the kinetix plenum, they had the two coolant hoses routed to each other instead of going to the throttle body. So you guys that still have it, you have to take those off. They're down in there. And yeah, and then it's just all these bolts just come off. So we're gonna do that right now. All right, now that the upper plenum is off, as you can see back here, these are the coolant lines I was talking about. Now normally for you guys, these two will be connecting to the throttle body, but as you can see, it's just tapped to go right back into each other. So for you guys, you want to take that off the throttle body. You do have this one vacuum hose to take off it as well, and then of course disconnect from the connector, and then she comes right off. Now to get this lower plenum off, all these middle bolts here, and then you have one right here, and it's standing on the back end. And remember when I said earlier about the fluid dampener? It's literally right there. It's super easy, so I'll definitely replace that. The passenger side one, I have to go under the car to disconnect the hose from the other side. Realistically, I probably could just take this module off, but I mean, I have the whole hose. I might as well just replace it, but looking at it now, it might be too much of a pain, and I might just replace this. Just take it off from there, but I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, this one's easy, and then hopefully I can get to the O2 sensors from back here. I think I can. But yeah, so here it is right here. Then of course you have to disconnect the throttle body from this, which I'll just do later on. And yeah, we're gonna paint this and paint the new plenum. So now we'll get on to removing this. And like I said, it's just these bolts in the middle and then one on each end. And this should come up, exposing the lower intake runners. All right, and there's the intake runners. Now normally, if you're gonna port or buy those, you would have to remove this fuel rails, put them aside in order to get the lower plenum or the lower intake runners. I don't have to do that, and I already bought a Motordyne airman gasket for this, so I'm gonna replace that. And there were actually a couple more bolts I had to take off. I had to take off the there was a bolt here, bolt that connected this part of that engine harness to it, and the two back here holding the fluid dampener. And then had to take this one off in order to scoot this back far enough. So I'm gonna put that back on, and then I don't know if my new intake plenum will have a part to connect this to. This might just, I don't know, I guess we'll find out. I am a little worried because I do have an external or an aftermarket grounding kit that connected to the lower plenum, so I hope I can reconnect these to something. But yeah, so I'm gonna real quickly get some chop towels to put in the holes so nothing is down in there, and then we will continue on with the install. So I did a super failed job on trying to paint my throttle body, so I just cleaned off as much as I could. Now we're gonna install this. Also cleaned up the engine bay a bit. Looks a little better than what it did. I don't know how much you guys can be able to see, but it's installed for the most part. I'm pretty sure I 100% messed this up, but we're gonna send it. All right, well, here's the new setup. Purring pretty good. I'm really liking this purple from the fuel rail going on. So far so good. She's running amazing. No codes. I have yet to install the fuel damper and O2 sensor because I have to jack the car up and get those from underneath. So I figured I'm gonna do that when I replace my brakes, and that'll be another video. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I hear what sounds like a leak, but I don't think it is, because if it was a leak, my idle would be funky, and I just feel like it would pop a code. So I think it's just because of more air and stuff. You kind of hear it more, but I'll find out in a few days, I would think, if anything does pull up. And yeah, pretty happy. New setup. Gonna do some data logging tonight to get this thing tuned and finally get it on the dyno, because it's been like a year now. So yeah, pretty happy. And I know this is kind of a random video, but thought I would put something out for you guys. It's been a while, so hope you guys liked it. See you in the next one.